It's time, everybody, for the round of 8 of the Neighbors Star League. I'm Wolf. With me is Moonglade. And we've got Kanata here as well to interview one of our head guys at Neighbor. One of the higher-ups has come down to the studio today. I'll be translating this interview for you guys.
제 옆에는 8강 첫 경기에 출전한 2명의 선수가 나와 있습니다. 선수들의 얼굴을 먼저 만나보도록 하겠습니다.
Oh, actually, before we're doing that, we're taking an interview with these guys, Leenock and Maru.
네, 반갑습니다. 어떻게 양 선수 모두 잘 지냈나요?
How have you guys been?
열심히 연습하면서 지냈어요.
네.
I was practicing hard.
표정이 썩 그렇게 밝지가 않은데 잘 못 지낸 것 같아요.
요즘 되게 힘들어가지고.
뭐가 자꾸 그렇게 힘듭니까?
대회가 너무 많아요.
대회가 너무 많아서요.
There's so many tournaments. He doesn't look very good. He looks tired. He says,
아닌가요?
막상 이렇게 되니까
네.
되게 힘드네요.
isn't that supposed to make you happy since you're a pro gamer?
올 겁니다.
But it's very tiring, he says.
네.
제가 백수였다 보니까.
네.
You're going to miss these days when you get older, he says.
좋긴 한데
네.
너무 빡빡한 것 같아요.
아, 빡빡하니까.
He's happy about it, but the schedule is really, really
지난번에
tight-knit.
선수가
네.
승자 인터뷰에서 8강 상대가 이동령으로 결정이 났을 때
네.
이미
In the winners interview,
결승에
Maru
그런 인터뷰를 보여줬거든요.
didn't really say anything about you
어떤 생각이 들었나요?
because he was considering going straight to the finals. How do you feel about that?
예,
I watched that live.
요즘 잘해가지고
Maru is doing very well.
있다고 생각은 했는데
네.
그렇게
So that
생각을
is why he was able to make those comments.
나를 너무 쉽게 보는 것이
But that really hurt
아니다라는
me.
생각이 들면서 가슴이 아팠다라는 건데
그죠?
이동령 선수가 이제 뭐 스타2는 물론 비슷한 시기에 시작했을 수도 있겠지만
네.
인생의 선배잖아요.
You guys started StarCraft 2 at the same time,
조성주 선수에게 그때 왜 그랬냐?
but you're actually a little bit older than Maru.
뭐 이런 식의 말들을 좀 할 필요가 있어 보입니다. 한 말씀 해주세요.
Do you have any comments as a big brother?
형제야 형이 형인데 형 몸도 좀 안 좋은데
I'm the big brother,
마음도 안 좋게 하지 말아줘.
and I'm feeling a little bit bad.
예, 이에 따른
So
조성주의
don't
답변은
make my heart feel bad also.
뭐 인터뷰는 제 진심이 아니니까
네.
너무 생각.
He wasn't really honest or serious
인터뷰는
in that
진심이
interview,
아니니까
so
생각을
he's
하지
like basically
말아라는 게
just saying
어떤
like,
말인가요?
so I don't know why you're taking it so seriously, just like,
말은 그렇게 해도
네.
속은 걱정하고.
even though I say things like that, I'm actually a little bit worried and stressed out. Because
8강
Leenock's a
대진이
good player.
완성됐을 때 이미 결승이 되어 있고 이승현과의 결승을 생각하는 네, 그런 재개발하라면 도대체 어디서 나오는 겁니까?
But you told me that you want to play against Life in the
너무
finals.
업돼서
저도 모르게.
앞에 있는 이동령 선수를
I was too excited
고려하지
after I won that
않고
match.
일단 내뱉은 말이었군요.
So that's why I said those
하고
things.
네.
되게 후회했죠.
후회했죠.
네.
연습을 많이 하고 있나요?
He actually has some regrets
시간이
about what he
없어서.
said.
네.
별로 많이 하진 못했어.
프로리그 결승도 준비하랴, 오늘 경기도 준비하랴.
He
굉장히
didn't
좀
have
많은
much time to sleep.
연습들이
So I'm
연습을
pretty
했을 것 같아요.
tired.
양 선수 모두가 이제 끝으로 경기에 들어가기 전에 물론 이제 경기 결과는 나와봐야 알겠지만 8강에 올라왔고 이동영 선수도 최근 들어서 기세가 괜찮거든요. 이 기세를 이어가기 위해서
Both of you guys are doing really well these days,
각오 한번 들어보고.
but you're going to have to defeat Maru.
일단
To get to the
성준이랑 이제
semifinals.
8강에서
So
만나게
how are you going to deal with
됐는데
this match?
저 사실 높은 곳에서 만나면 재밌을 것 같다라고 생각하고
I'm playing against Maru in the round of 8.
맞던 것 같아서 아쉽고 그래도
I want to play in the higher rounds.
5판 3선이니까 최대한 열심히
I'm
해서
sad that we're
재밌게
playing in the round of 8.
하겠습니다.
네.
감사합니다.
But it is a best of 5.
이동영 선수의 각오를 들어봤고요.
So I
조성주
think-
선수 최근에
I think I could show a
이신영과
great match
함께
today.
테란 원투펀치라는 말이 굉장히 좀 많이 나오고 있거든요. 반드시 이동영을 넘고 4강에 올라가야
So your people are
이신영과의
saying you're
경쟁에서도
one of the
뭔가
top 2
두각을 좀 드러낼 것
Terrans
같아요.
right
각오 한번
now
들어보죠.
with
그런
innovation.
말을 듣고 있는 만큼 되게 열심히 해서 제가
So
우승 못 해본
the
적이
fans are saying that I'm actually that good.
이번에는 결승 가서 우승하고 싶어요.
I'm going to try my
네.
best to do well. And
조성주
since it's been a
선수의
long
아주
time since I've
당찬
been
인터뷰를
a
들어봤고요.
champion,
저는 그러면
I'm gonna
잠시
try my
후에
best to go to the
본경기로
finals.
찾아오도록 하겠습니다. 본격적인 영상이고요.
왔습니다. 한 세기 대기.
많이 없어.
이거 할 때마다 끝납치 멀뜬납치 뒤쪽에
시각 성공. 예, 원하는 성공이네요.
원장이 무너져요. 이게 무슨 영상인가요? 나오면 다 지적하죠. 이거는 뭐 나오는 병력들 이 병력들이 사실 좀 주병력 중에 하나인데요. 파수기 있습니다. 파수기.
기록 파스 점사.
뒤집 파수기가 여기서 끊기면 이동영. 자, 미소와 함께 가장 먼저 8강 진출을 확정된 선수가 됐습니다.
Hope that video got you guys hyped, got me hyped. This is going to be a great match today.
Both matches are looking absolutely fantastic, Wolf. Leenock versus Maru. Obviously, Maru the favorite coming into this, but Leenock has shown a lot of power in this matchup in the past. Granted, it has been a while since we've seen him in this matchup.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I feel like Leenock is known for pulling out crazy strategies, cheesy builds, or weird openings, weird hatchery placements, sorts of aggressive styles we've seen from him in all matchups, especially in Zerg versus Protoss. But I feel like that Leenock style that we know of just doing something that your opponent doesn't expect is how, if he wins today, he's going to have to do it, because I think if he just wants to play straight up against Maru, he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, that is probably the hardest sort of way to go about this. But, I mean, the one game we have seen Leenock play in ZVT in Korea in the last couple of months was against Dream, and he did just that. He went the distance. He wanted to play that long macro game with Ling Bane Muter, and he got beat down by Dream, but that is Dream. Dream is like on another level, especially in TVZ.
Yeah.
But again, at the same time, Maru is also kind of a beast. So I wonder what Leenock has planned for today. I wonder if he is going to be trying anything cheesy. We know he likes to go for like borrowed banelings and that kind of shenanigans. Lots of counterattacking, lots of very high sort of APM multitasking. And on the other hand, we got Maru, who's just playing pretty much the most straight up kind of bio mine that you have. He loves the parade pushing. He loves to just tear the Zerg apart in the mid game.
Yeah, really good control. Really strong parade pushing. The type of player who really wears you down. And he's not the type to make overcommitments to attacks, usually on creep, which sometimes is where Leenock gets a lot of his wins and straight up ZVPs. It's just he gets his opponents right where he wants them. He's really patient sometimes, and then as soon as they're on creep, he just overwhelms them with Ling Bang Muta. Maru's really careful. He's really calculated with how he pushes, and I don't think he's going to fall into too many like Baneling landmine traps that we've seen Leenock do. Leenock's, loves to burrow those and then bait with Mutalisk. He does that a lot to try to get those hits.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take one game, perhaps, for Maru to kind of get into the groove of how to deal with these burrowed banelings again, because not many Zergs do it these days. It's just a little extra thing that Zergs can do and should do, but they just don't.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at our full bracket here. Today's matches are going to be Leenock versus Maru and Stats versus Rogue. I feel much a closer match between those two. We'll be seeing a little bit later on tonight. But next week, we're going to have Deer versus Life and Dream versus Super. So a great round of 8 here. Looking very different so far than what we see in the GSL. Just a very different set of players here. And it's really, really interesting. I'm so glad we see Life here. And he might go all the way. Maru really wants to face him in that finals.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic finals. And I definitely can see that happening if Life can get over Deer. But, I mean, like, every match we have in the round of 8 is absolutely fantastic. Like, top of the line, each match is so close, either player can win, which is the best thing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here are our matchups today. Remember, both of these are best of 5s, decide who's going to the semifinals. That's how deep we are in this tournament already, Moonglade. It feels like time has flown. The tournament's going so fast.
It's pretty impressive considering we have, like, one play day of Starleague a week. But still, we got to this stage already.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast, man. Well, Stats versus Rogue, like I said, coming up a bit later. Definitely should be a closer match, but I'm really more excited personally for Leenock versus Maru just because I want to see Leenock do something crazy. I want to see him either just blow me away with macro that I would have never imagined him being able to pull off against Maru, or do strategies, do openings that throw Maru off, some aggressive roach play, maybe some sort of cheese build, maybe something we've never seen before.
Both are very exciting matches for very different reasons, I think. Yeah, that first ZVT, obviously the most explosive matchup, probably the fun matchup to watch just simply for action. And then you have Stats versus Rogue, two players that are playing very well at the moment. It's probably the most equal sort of matchup we have today, and I think it can really go the distance. It can go all 5 games. I have no idea who's going to win that match, which is probably the most exciting thing of all.
Yeah, Stats versus Rogue, I feel like is more of like a clash of two macro-oriented players who are just going to be focused on the late game, focusing on the mechanics, late game harass with Zealot, run-bys, things like that, versus, tech switches that we see from Rogue in the late game. We are going to go to that interview with our Naver representative that I was talking about earlier.
네이버 스포츠셀 금현창 이사님께서
see what he has to
자리해 주셨습니다.
say.
안녕하세요, 이사님.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
네, 현재 네이버가 스타리그 시즌 1
네네.
후원하고 계시잖아요.
네네.
So
이사님께서도
this
평소에
is
e스포츠에
Naver's
관심이
sponsorship of
많으셨는지
Starleague
궁금해요.
Season
네,
1.
당연히 관심 많이 있고요. 이번에
So have you watched a lot of esports?
대한체육회에서 e스포츠 협회가
We're very interested in
중간의
esports.
단체로 선정됐는데 앞으로 더욱 크게 발전할 수 있는 좋은 기회가 마련됐다고 생각이
So
되고요.
esports is actually considered to be a
글로벌로도
real
e스포츠
sport in
콘텐츠
Korea.
자체가 더욱
So this is a
성장할
very
수
good
있다고
opportunity
믿고
for our
있습니다.
company.
네, 또 네이버를 통해서 스타리그를 함께 즐길 e스포츠 팬들께 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
네, 뭐 앞으로도 많은 게임들이
So any
e스포츠로
comments
더
to
성장할
esports
걸로
fans
기대가
around the
되고요.
world?
네이버 안에서도 다양한 게임 관련 컨텐츠.
So he hopes that many more games actually develop as esports. We have more contents.
노력 많이 하고 준비하겠습니다.
And for our
고맙습니다.
company,
네, 이사님
we're trying to,
감사드립니다. 오늘
just
경기
help you guys
즐겁게
enjoy those
즐겨주세요.
esport contents
고맙습니다.
in the future.
지금까지 네이버 금현창 이사님을 만나봤습니다. 자, 이제 오늘부터 네이버
Very
스타리그
brief
2015
interview there, but
8강이
bottom line
시작되네요.
is he likes esports. He wants esports to get bigger, and he wants to help that. So I'm hoping for more big things out of Naver in the esports scene in the future, Moonglade.
It's fantastic to see. I mean, one of the biggest sponsors I'm sure any esports event could get out here is Naver.
Yeah, it's
And
a huge name.
Yeah, the fact that they want to keep doing it is fantastic. Hopefully they sponsor season 2
Yeah.
of Pro League as well.
That's what we're hoping for here. Crowd giving a cheer here. Rumor has it he bought everybody pizza. Yet to be seen.
Yeah, well, we're not going to see any of it either way, Wolf.
No, we're not, man. It's really sad. Now, Leenock does have, in this recent matches that are listed here, a fairly decent record against Terran at 6-4. But his record versus Protoss is definitely the more impressive. It's the matchup he's most known for.
Oh, yeah. It's really it's his matchup at this point. He's really become known for it in the last couple of months. He's done so well. ZVP, he's really got the understanding of it. But ZVT is a whole other ball game. We've only seen him go once, and that was against Dream, and he got beat down. Since then, I mean, we did get to see him against Jack G in IEM Taipei. He did defeat him 2-0, but Jack G, not the strongest of players these days. We just simply don't see him anymore.
Yeah. Sad. Really like Jockji. He was actually in the finals against Jockji in the GSL. Way back when.
That's right, I remember that.
It was a great finals, actually.
Jack G's one tournament win.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
That was a really cool time. Jockji just was pulling out all sorts of crazy builds. I think we were playing on Tall Dream Alter back then. He hit a CC.
God. No wonder he won then. Disgusting map.
The old maps, man. I love thinking about them. I love remembering them. Even for remembering pain.
Delta Quadrant, one of my favorite maps of all. And there we go. Here is Maru, the Beast. He's looking in top notch against Zerg. Recently defeated Dark, the most overhyped player in the world right now. He hasn't been delivering, man. So I'm kind of questioning how good this guy really is. Though I don't know. He is a fantastic Zerg player, and he's one of like the few Zerg hopes. But he's fallen short in recent times.
Yeah, he really has. He's been messing up. He's definitely in a bit of a slump. He was having a lot more success later last year, and I guess like in January he was having a lot more success, but he really has been having a tough time. He's already checking this out on Naver. He's like, was this trending on Naver yet?
Yeah, I had a lot of big hopes for Dark, but unfortunately just couldn't make it happen. And besides that, whoa, that's some interesting matchup. Sort of versus race, 86%. Is this for Leenock? Yes, it is.
Yeah, for Leenock. I mean, he's just played an incredible amount of games against Protoss and won so many of them. He was 9-1 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's a really good record. And the thing about Leenock's playstyle versus Protoss is that he always changes it up. He just does not have very many plays against Terran. And as you can see at the bottom there, the listing from SSL and GSL and Pro League from December on, he's 0-3 versus Terran from those tournaments alone. That's only, of course, local tournaments here in Korea, not including his results overseas, online tournaments and the like. But and also, I guess, his performances in Taiwan.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's got a player that he's up against who's just much more well-known for being good at this matchup. He's had a lot more better recent results. And it's Maru. Look at his pie chart, man. He's got a much more well-distributed race distribution there.
Well, he kills everyone as well. And 5-2 against Zerg overall. Not exactly... I guess this is because of SSL, GSL, and Pro League. But, I mean, if you look outside of career as well, go to IEM Taipei, where Maru defeated Sulky, Hydra, and True before losing to Life 4-3 in the grand finals. Like, that's a pretty good TVZ run.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sense of this graph, Moonglade.
Well, I look at it, I'm like, well, I can't figure this out.
I'm like, it says he's 5-2 at Zerg at the bottom, and then it says he has a 40% win rate versus Zerg. I'm like, I don't know. This math just doesn't quite add up to me.
I
but
mean, We can't play-by-play a pie chart like this, man. It's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous.
I'm gonna go with what I wrote down.
Yeah,
for
I
this.
think that's more legit.
Yeah, but I mean, Maru is a beast in all matchups, and especially in this one.
Yep. And this is a pretty cool record. This is map stats, it looks like. And you can see, let's look at Catalina, actually. Catalina 50-50. I mean, it is Terran versus Zerg.
Interesting. I wonder how many games is the next question. That's the one thing that I really want to see as well. Like, how many games is this out of? Because
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say. It just says SSL plus GSL plus Pro League since December of last year.
okay,
So we don't know exactly how many games that is. Well, let's look at these bans, I guess. Leenock bans Nimbus. Not a crazy ban there. Maru bans Overgrowth. Leenock loves to do crazy, weird strats on Overgrowth. And, you know, Maru likes to go towards a bit of more of a mid-game, or maybe on a more medium-sized map.
Yeah.
Sejong ends up being the first map here, too.
oh, very standard map for this matchup. Not bad for either side, really. A good macro start on this one as well.
So what do you think about Merry-Go-Round and Deadwing being the last two maps? Because those are the maps that we may not see.
I mean, looking at it all, it kind of makes sense. Merry-Go-Round, obviously, a bit harder for Zerg. Deadwing, just a big map in general. Kind of bit of a spawn-dependent map based on if it's going to be vertical or cross-map. Can be better for Zerg if it is cross-map. Won't have to deal with any sort of parade pushing. So it makes sense. I would really like to see which player chose which map in the order of things. It also kind of give you a bit of a storyline as to what these players are thinking.
Right, you know, it may have even been done by that Starleague box. It might have been totally random.
That is true.
We really don't know, actually. Well, guys, map number 1, as mentioned, is going to be on King Sejong Station. It's going to be the map that sets the momentum for these two players. One of these players is moving on to the semis. The other gets knocked out. Let's go into game number 1. In the bottom right, in red for Yoey Flash Wolves, it's Leenock, the underdog, the Zerg.
And up here in the top left, it is Maru, the Beast, the Terran.
I like how you keep calling him the Beast, man, because he really is.
He is a beast. He reminds me of that. Oh, no. Okay. Gonna go for that proxy.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see if there is gonna be that second SCV. I think it would be.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Almost certainly. The only other thing we'd see is Proxy Reaper, which is not too unusual on this map for proxies.
Can
Because
be
of
a
how the
thing.
map
Oh,
works.
okay. It's gonna be definitely. Yeah, that's.
Just going to be a Reaper, it looks like.
Yeah, it is.
No second SCV. I'm going to take that
Interesting.
gas
Well,
in just a second.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, Proxy Reaper. Not a bad idea. Let's wait and see if Leenock's going to be going for that 15 hatch, 15 pool. 15 pool will help out tremendously, but it is going to be that hatch first. He wants to start things off with a nice macro game. Maru's going to change things up already.
Yeah, looks like a pretty good preparation here from Maru. Notice his placement is just out of the scouting path of that Overlord. Just barely missed there. And let's see how greedy Leenock gets here. He's going to make a gas. He's already rallied to it, so going to be a delayed pull.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty painful to hold. He's gonna lose a lot of drones, I think, unless he has like absolutely perfect micro.
Just such a great map for Reapers. There's 2 entrances to the main. There's a lot of flexibility to run around the natural as well.
When it's this early, you don't even need an extra entrance. You just need to go up the front door and start hitting on drones while that bunker is making at the top of the ramp, and then it really comes down to how little drones he loses, and if he can micro his queens well enough with his Zerglings until the Zergling speed is out. A lot of it comes down. It's all micro at this point.
Sure. Well, you know, right now Maru can be very happy with what he scouted. Leenock has no vision of this bunker whatsoever. No Overlords even nearby. He has no idea this is coming. Here comes that Reaper now, sliding down the ramp. And if this bunker completes, this is going to be disastrous. That's when you get a ton of damage done.
Yeah, well, there's no way he can stop this. There's simply no way he can deal with it. He's going to have to weather the storm, essentially, for this part. Nearly has enough gas for Zergling speed, which would be great if he can get it this early, but he's going to lose his first drone.
Yeah, no cancel there. SCV helping fight out just a little bit, doing a little bit of extra damage. And, you know, Lings do pop out, but, oh, kills the SCV, that's nice. But does have that bunker to fall back on. Like you said, pretty much impossible to get rid of that with this late of a pool. And he's just going to have to fight these Lings. Good micro by Leenock so far, though.
Yeah, not bad. Second Reaper coming up. Really important kill on that SCV, actually. There's no way he can repair this bunker, so it can get whittled down eventually.
Now, notice we do have a factory on the way, not a CC back at home.
Yeah, usually you'd see tech pretty quickly off. CC is going to come next, but yeah, factory this early on is going to help out with dealing with any sort of speedling counterattack. Get Hellions out on the map, and if he maintains this Reaper count, then he'll have like a bit of a threat, and he should be able to kind of like pressure the Zerg even more. We see a lot of Lings on the map now.
Yeah. In fact, how many does he have in total? Can you check for me?
He's got 11. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of speedlings.
Zergling speed's going to finish in not too long, about 10 more seconds. Speedlings are going to be on the map. There's simply no way the Lings are really going to get anything done to the Terran outside of killing these Reapers, though. When there's at least 4 Hellions on the map, Terran will kind of resume map control, resume pressuring the Zerg. He's going to go for some kills here, actually, and this could be a big mistake for Maru.
It's going to cost him a lot. All 3 Reapers go down here.
That's not good.
2 drones.
Not worth it at all. Bit of a blunder there. I don't think he was expecting Zergling speed that early. Or maybe he thought he just simply couldn't get the Reapers home. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe he thought the Lings were further across the map. Regardless, that did definitely not enough damage to warrant its cost. Well, the starport is halfway done. He starts at 3rd CC, which has been seen as well, I believe. Can you check that?
Yeah, it got seen.
Yep, he saw it. He sees it again here. Or rather, he sees the first one with that Ling. He just went up and checked with. So this is a bit of a, annoying spot as Leenock. He has to figure out some way to either do damage or, take a risk of his own, because Maru is soon to be on 3 CCs with triple mules.
Well, I think the fact that he's identified it, and he's kind of got at least a momentarily very short contain. He kind of knows what's going on. He knows that, okay, I can go on 2 base, and he's planning for 2 base. We don't see any extra gases added just yet. Finally, they're going down now. But his lair is over halfway completed, so I think it might be very quick mutalisks. But his gas count's going to be pretty low. Could be a bit of a problem.
He's only got 150 right now, and those extractors are just being added.
Yeah, he's barely going to have enough for that Spire, and from there, maybe he had to get 5 or 6 meters out by the time it finishes, so long as he isn't forced into anything he doesn't want to make, like Banelings.
Yep, and there's that Spire right at the natural. Overlord's moving across, trying to run away from that hunting Viking right now. Very annoying.
And we're seeing mech tech from Maru, which is kind of cool. Something we definitely do not see from Maru much at all these days. He's usually the guy that loves bio, but this is a good map for mech. You can get a very easy 3rd and 4th base, and you don't get spread out too much when you take them. I mean, not as good as, say, Deadwing, but still pretty solid map for it. Yeah. Especially if the opponent's not expecting it at all, which I'm sure Leenock is not. I'm sure he's gearing up for a big match against the Fire.
Yeah, he has no vision of this because of this Viking. So that Viking has just got so much utility. Not only does Leenock have to be worried about losing vision of key areas where drops might come through, but he's getting supply blocked. He can't scout. And this scan does come down. He doesn't know 100% it's a Spire, but he saw the late 3rd. He saw the lair, obviously, so there's a pretty good chance he knows what's up. Yeah. I mean, he might be thinking, okay, it could be a Nidus, but he's got full vision of his main base. There's nothing to worry about there.
Well, he started the engineering bay pretty late, so he wasn't sure until that scan, but now he knows for sure. Muta's on the way, 7 actually. And I think if Maru is on top of his turrets, he should be able to get them up in time before the Mutas can really do anything. And we are seeing Vikings being made to kind of be microed in between the turrets and pick off the Mutas if they try and commit to anything.
Yep, 4 turrets he's committing to here, and a Thor. And with double Vikings, it's so hard to actually micro around a turret and pick off units when there's Vikings shooting at your Mutas as well. Have that extra range. Banshee gets taken out here for free, but does confirm 100% the Mutalisk, and you know, he knows how many are on their way. And Maru should be fine against this.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to take much damage, if any, with these Vikings out, with these turrets in really good positions. Unless we do see like a Ling run by into the third base, I don't see him really taking any sort of damage.
Well, does end up losing a Viking and a few SCVs here just in a very unfortunate location. Ooh. Okay. This Viking is really helping zone out these Mutalisks. Now he's got 4 over here. Should be able to pick that one off. Yep. Good target there. And getting a bit far away from the turrets, but now that Thor's out, just push these away.
Yeah, not finding too much. And let's see what he's going to transition into. Is the next question for Leenock. Is he going to commit to Roaches? Do we even see Roach Warren just yet?
You think he might just go into Swarm Hosts? Well, there's an Infestation Pit right as I say that.
Yeah, I think you might be right. He might be going to Swarm Host. But I mean, Swarm Host is only like part of the answer against mech, because when there's enough tanks, Swarm Hosts become pretty useless until you got Vipers and other sort of units to help out. I mean, it's kind of like the staging point where you can... I guess you could really say it's all about applying pressure and forcing the Terran into unit compositions they don't want to make, and then doing tech switches and whatnot. Usually this early in the game, like, you're going Mutas, you're forcing out Thors and Vikings, then you're going to go into Roaches when there's like a small tank count, and you can try to do damage there, and then you go into Swarmers to force more tanks out.
Yeah.
And then you go into the late game, and
you're like playing ping pong with their tech. You're like, you make them run one way with their tech, and then you have the opposite answer once they've got that ready. Well, we do have a large group of units posturing over here. He's got a Baneling trap set. Looks like he wants to try to catch those Hellions because they keep posturing around that ramp.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, I guess. One way to make use of these Banelings that he made earlier on. Go for some Baneling landmines. It might kill something, but you know, there's not much of mech you can kill with Banelings unless it's going to be Hellions.
Yeah. I mean, Hellbats walk slow and they clump up a lot. So do Hellions, I guess you could argue. So he might get lucky here. He's going to try to bait this again. It looks like with the Mutalisks. We were talking about this earlier. Normally he does this with the Marines.
Well, I don't know if Hellions are going to chase Mutalisks. It's the next sort of problem we have here, Wolf.
Yeah. I don't understand exactly what the idea here is with trying to get the Hellions to chase. I think he probably just wants them to go on their own.
Yeah. Well, he's at least getting an idea
What
of
is
where
this?
the army is.
He's adding 5 barracks right now.
Ooh, okay.
And double upgrades for infantry. He's going to do that like
Biomech.
polymerization of bio and mech. We've seen Marine King do this sometimes before.
I think we've seen Reality do this before
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, like a long time ago, last year actually. And it's a pretty cool idea because obviously the Zerg is committing to Roaches at this point. He's kind of got all the tech. He's being very greedy, which is good for the Zerg. But if he's not aware of what's actually coming his way, he could be in big trouble. We're actually seeing 22 Mutas being made. So he's kind of like scattered out the composition enough to be like, okay, I need Mutas to deal with this composition. I don't need Roaches. And he could really get the jump on Maru at this point when Maru goes for this 4th base.
Yeah. Oh, those might be for an SCV transfer as well, now that I think about it. I mean, that's
Maybe.
really thinking ahead, but it could be.
It's ambitious. That's what it is.
Might as well put those on the mineral line, right, if you're going to do that. I guess a turret might go down there, but...
Well, here comes the Muta Swarm.
Yeah, 27 Mutalisks on this map, and he has only 3 Thors. He's got a few Vikings, but this is nowhere near enough.
This is perfect. This is going to do so much damage. He's going to wipe out the 4th base, get rid of the Thors.
He has no SCVs to repair the Thors even nearby, and Vikings can help zone, but they're definitely not good in a fight. The Mutalisks are going to love to go and chase those down and get them for basically free. 1 Thor is here, does get some good shots off, but the Mutalisks, if they don't die, they will just regenerate so quickly. Going to pick up these expensive siege tanks. And I think he might be able to force this CC to lift out of here.
I think he's going to have to unless he wants to lose it. These Thors are actually doing these Vikings are doing a lot of damage to these Mutas. They're getting off the shots.
Yeah,
be careful.
Good crisis management here by Maru, I have to say. He's trying to zone the Mutalisks out with the little tools he has here.
Oh!
And now he's starting to see...
Oh! Finally saw it go off.
You know, now Leenock is starting to see a bio switch, but he knows that these units don't have really any upgrades. These Marines don't have combat shields even.
Wow, he's really done his homework on Maru, I think. He kind of knew some sort of wonky style might be happening, and he's made the right unit composition. He's got 5 bases, 7 all up if you count the empty ones. He is in a commanding position right now, and he knows he's making the right units for this kind of switch up.
Yeah.
Which is the most important thing of all.
He's missing a few things, though, right? He doesn't have Baneling speed. It's on the way. He got the +1 for missile weapons, so he's now having to get the melee upgrades. Maru already has 1-1 for his Marines. He has the infrastructure to produce a lot of Marines. He's got a great amount of turrets to shut down these Mulists for now. And as soon as he has combat shields, his Bioforce on the ground is going to be quite formidable. But if he loses this...
Combat shield, that's going to help out a lot in dealing with these Marines for a long time to come.
That's painful.
Still, he can't. We've seen Leenock do this against Dream, where he flags his mutas like into the most awkward positions, and he loses. He ends up trading a lot of his mutas for this army. And I don't know if it's exactly worth it. He does have a lot of bases to kind of compensate for that.
Yeah, he just double expanded. Those bases don't have any drones there. They don't have extractors set up yet either, so doesn't quite matter yet. Ooh, but bit of a painful flyby there. Huge amount of Lings. Do you think he's just going to make those Banes and roll into the third base?
Yeah, I think he will when the time is right there. I mean, the fourth base is pretty hard to deal with Ling Bane because it is a planetary with siege tanks and a lot of Hellbats and some Thors. I mean, that's a kind of a messy situation, but if he goes for this run by, he might be able to get something done, but still, there's no Banelings yet. He's morphing them now.
19.
Yeah.
They're just going to crash right into this base, it looks like. He's getting double upgrades from mech still, Maru is, so keep that in mind. That's going to apply to the Vikings, the Hellbats, Thors, and Siege Tanks. And even Widow Mines, if he decides to make any of those. And here we go. Banelings rolling in. One Baneling at the front tanks that Siege Tank shot, luckily here for Maru. And gets a few SCVs, but that was pretty expensive.
That was expensive, getting nearly nothing done. I mean, supply capping Maru at 194, not a big deal. Here comes the second run by, though. Going to get rid of that tank and maybe do some SCV damage.
Yeah, a few more SCVs go down. Lings are not that, you know, if you lose that many Lings, it's not the end of the world.
Oh, now this can do a lot of damage. He can get rid of these, maybe 1, 2 tanks. Oh, no, he cannot be committing that much, though. Way too much damage from 4 Thors.
Ouch. That was a ton of Mutalists killed there. Making a few more Banes, but Leenock finds himself fairly low on minerals and gas right now. His bank is quite small. This needs to do more than what it did last time. This Baneling run by, I'm not sure that it will.
It might actually this
time. He goes
time.
around the other side this time. Now the SCVs don't have anywhere to run, and he's not paying attention.
Well, I mean, he cleans it up at the same time. Like, he's still got to deal with this massive Bio Thor sort of mixture of mech and Bio, which can pretty much just steamroll Leenock at this point.
The upgrades are looking good for Maru as well. I love this Baneling trap he's got set up here. That's going to hit SCVs that try to re-transfer over there later. This does force Maru to turn around with all of his army. His entire army comes back now. He's lost a lot of workers, 16 in total. But I feel like Maru is still in a pretty good spot in this game because he has that large army. He has those upgrades.
I think he's good to a point. If these Ultras get out in time and the Baneling count gets bigger, he should be able to deal with this army that Maru has on the map.
He has no Marauders, and I don't think he's scouted the Ultralist tech yet either. He's not making any sort of switch towards that. No, these Banelings could be so money, Moonglade.
They could be. They might very well be.
He's going to wait until the opportune moment.
Bide his time.
Leenock is the Baneling landmine master.
Yeah, he's like one of the only Zergs that does it these days. Here come the Ultras. They're going to be adding to the mix, and pretty powerful composition for Leenock. But a brutal concave.
Brutal concave. Good splits there by Maru. He's fighting with 2-2. In fact, did he never start 3-3? It's a bit late. Well, either way, there's some great Thor shots on those Mutalists. They now target air by default. So that makes things a lot easier. Decent Baneling shots there, but he doesn't want to lose the rest. Those better not go down that ramp.
We got 3-3 mech, and 3-3 bio is on the way. 1/3 done, compared to the 1-2 of Leenock for his ground units. I think his mutas are 1-1 at this point. No, 2-1 at this point.
Yep, he's about to have +3 armor for his Ultras, plus that Kaitina's plating, but an engagement here does happen. The Thors at the back to do some extra damage, and not the best engagement for Leenock. He's just trying to fight down these ramps against these concaves.
If he had some Banelings at the back, he could have maybe cleaned this up. He might be able to do it now with these cleans transfusing. But man, these Thors are so good against Ultralists.
And they're so heavily upgraded. The Ultralists don't even have +2. +2 just finished for them. They're about to have that +3 armor. And he's got Marauders in the mix now as well. But this whole Terran army is clumping up. It's a lot of Ultralist firepower. He's got a few queens at the back to help transfuse. This is actually ending up being a fairly even trade.
It's even to a point, though. I think Leenock has to run. I mean, 1 Thor left, plus these 3-3 tanks. it really just adds up to too much damage on these Ultraliths more than anything else.
There's that Baneling explosion. 10 SCVs go down. Hellbat's here, a great tool against this group of Zerglings, and some nice Thor Micro there in that medevac, excuse me. Well, Maru is down a lot of Harvesters. He's down to 48. He still has these 4 bases, but I think he might want to branch out fairly soon. I mean, he's starting to run out of minerals at his natural.
He might have actually enough to just simply kill Leenock at this point, though. His composition is just way too strong, way too cost efficient, and way too upgraded for what Leenock has. It's like going to be 3-3, 3-3 against the 2-3 of Leenock soon.
This is a cool move here by Leenock. If you guys were paying close attention to the production, IBC he just added a few more Mutalisks into his army. Now just going to send them over here where he knows there's no defenses. He's got a second set of those. Going to go join up with them. This base will go down at the 9 o'clock. Wasn't really ever utilized this game.
Kind of just denying any CC going there for a long time.
And, you know, the army for Maru, like you said, man, maybe he just has enough to build an army that just kills Leenock. He's just out of steam. This doesn't have an army that can defend this Terran that's so heavily upgraded, with heavily upgraded mech and bio in it.
I don't see it happening. Not with 3 Ultras, 4 Queens, and a bunch of Banelings. Not against this kind of army. It is simply too big at this point, and Leenock is running out of resources. He has 1 mining base.
I mean, he's doing a lot of economic damage, but he still doesn't have an answer for this army, which is the bigger problem here. The elephant in the room. And that elephant's about to start jumping on the bed, Moonblade, because this base is toast. He just cannot engage this. His army is way too small. He's got 2 Ultras on the way. I don't think they're going to turn the tide of this battle.
I don't think so. And he has to keep this hatchery alive no matter what, because that's his last source of income. Everything's kind of getting whittled down at this point. There are so many Thors and Marauders to deal with this. Down goes the hatchery. There goes the income.
You know, Leenock's building an army that costs a lot of gas to maintain. Maru, not so much. It's just a mostly Marine-heavy, or Marine Marauder-heavy army that costs minerals they can just get from dropping mules at his remaining bases. And you can just see that stream of income across the map. This base is going to get killed, totally denied. It looks like Leenock is starting to try to take an engagement here. I just don't think it's going to work.
Here we go. The Ultra's getting in, but they're getting minced. That Thor just doing too much, and here comes the drop of more bio. Reinforcements in the nick of time.
Too much army, too many upgrades. Look at that. That's not even the army. That's like a piece of it. GG.
Wow.
Leenock definitely had some great moments in that game, though.
Yeah, he was showing some spunk, man. He knew what was up. He was he chose the right composition. He was like, well, I don't know exactly what you've got planned here, Maru. And then he went for that massive mutable, which really surprised Maru's initial mech composition. And then going into bio like that, it was really the upgrades that gave Maru such an edge early on, and securing that force pretty easily, even though the mutas did a lot of damage. And from there, I mean, Leenock just ran out of steam eventually, and he didn't get anything done with his muta harassment, and instead just losing a massive chunk of them.
Yeah. He really did take some poor Mutalisk engagements when he had that huge chunk of them, like 27 or so.
Yeah, that was gross.
It was a big
horrible
commitment, and if you're going to commit that much, you really need to do, you know, something that's equivalent in damage, at least. So
you got to be really careful when there's heavily upgraded Thors on the map, not to be bunching up your mutas like that, focusing down tanks and whatnot. You got to be magic boxing as best you can wherever you go.
And the other thing was, during that time, the transition to bio left some Marines to help clean up weakened, injured Mutalisks that he was doing a great job of chasing them down around those bases. So rough engagement.